Welcome to the Investing Podcast, presented by Tusk Media. Now, for your early morning look at financial news and activity in audio and video form, here's the Morning Market Mimosa.
Pod like a butterfly, sting like a bee. It's what Muhammad Ali would want. So welcome back to the Investing Podcast. This morning is Monday, June 6, 2016. This is your Morning Market Mimosa. Welcome back. Thanks to everybody who's been subscribing and downloading. We're really pleased. This is really only our second week being live, and already we have a top 100 investing podcast on iTunes. That's pretty nuts. We've been on there like 3 days. We're number 84, ahead of actually a lot of publications we read and listen to. So that's really cool. Thank you so much to everybody that's out there that's been subscribing, downloading, playing, leaving 5-star reviews. That's crucial. Leave a 5-star review. We will read it on the air. In fact, we've got an episode coming up later today in which we'll read some of those reviews. So that'll be a good time. Speaking of that episode, we've got some long-form content coming up, some episodes of what we call outsider trading coming up to you this week. We're going to have an episode that goes up Monday evening, tonight around 6:30, and that'll be featured until tomorrow around lunchtime. So tomorrow we will not do a morning market mimosa. We will actually let you get a little more time to absorb a long discussion between myself and Matt Burton, Narwhal Capital Management's president and founder, about common pitfalls of investing. So it's an interesting conversation. I think you'll enjoy it. That being said, it is morning time. We are ready to get started. So this morning we're going to come at you with our normal pre-market intro. Market futures are up just a little bit, around 20 basis points, so 0.1% across the board. The market is really looking to rebound from what was a negative day Friday, in some ways unanticipated. As you remember, Friday morning we actually came out and talked about the potential outcome for the S&P 500 reaching an all-time high with a strong jobs report. We didn't get a strong jobs report. We got the worst May numbers that we've had in 6 years in terms of job creation. Really, really bad report. The market started reeling, went negative pretty sharply right when the market opened, and kind of stayed there. So the story people are going to be looking at today is, once again, the Federal Reserve. And I sound like a broken record talking about that, but it's really going to be what's going to drive the market. We've got Janet Yellen talking today at 12:30. So Yellen's going to be yelling. Even up until Friday morning, it kind of seemed like this would be a scheduled opportunity for her to speak and really use some more firm language about an interest rate hike that would be coming in June before she kind of goes radio silent. Alas, we got those jobs number, and the entire tone of what's expected to be said has shifted. Now it seems like she's probably going to be talking people off the ledge a little bit, maybe pointing to the potential lack of an interest rate hike. And that's what people are now starting to anticipate, that there will not be a rate hike in June, and we're probably looking at fall or even winter before we see one, because that jobs number was so bad. It's a fluid situation. We'll see what she says around lunchtime today. Obviously, we don't expect anything too concrete. As we've joked before, usually there's a lot of possibly, quite maybe, maybe not, that type of language. That's probably what we're going to see, but I would be stunned if she comes out and says anything concrete about an interest rate hike. A few random stories that we're going to highlight this morning. Netflix is really taking off with original programming. They're also at the same time trying to really enhance their international subscriber base. Along those lines, they are partnering up with some Bollywood ventures. So the novel Sacred Games by Vikram Chandra, which is a lot about kind of the corruption and some of the back office dealings of this Indian economic renaissance, that's going to be turned into an original Netflix series, so that's going to start shooting soon. So that's a big story, especially when you start to look at the population of India and the interest that's going to obviously be there. So Netflix starting to do some original programming internationally. Another story that was really interesting coming out of the weekend is What the Zuck. Mark Zuckerberg got hacked. His social media accounts got hacked, and the reason they got hacked is probably the same reason any of us have gotten hacked. He's using the same password everywhere. So not exactly what you expect from a titan of social media industry, from one of the richest men in the world, from a guy who's made a career in technology, but I guess he's just like you and me, which brings us to our last segment of the morning, segment I call Stupid. Splash Data website every year collects everyone's passwords that they can get access to from different sources. They don't source it and match it with usernames. They're not hacking, they're just gathering data. But every year they come out with a top 10 list of the most common used passwords among Americans. It is really appalling how stupid we are. So number 10, the 10th most popular password by Americans in 2015 was baseball. Number 9 was all numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. in order. Number 8, also all numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 7, football. So pretty innovative. This is a strong case for soccer not being America's sport because it doesn't make the top 10 list of passwords. Number 6, the numbers 1 through 9 in order. Number 5, the numbers 1 through 5 in order. Number 4 is QWERTY, which if you're not paying attention, maybe sounds like an interesting password, but it's just the first letters on your keyboard. Number 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's the password that's the third most popular in the United States. Number 2, this is probably my personal favorite, is the word password. No symbols, no numbers, just password. That's the password. And the single most popular password in the United States for the year 2015, and this was unchanged versus 2014, was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All in order. So Americans are stupid. Get better passwords. Use different passwords here and there. That's all we got. We'll be back around lunchtime for the Stock Market Power Lunch. Make sure you hit subscribe, leave a 5-star review, whether you're on iTunes, Stitcher, or watching on YouTube, whatever it may be. We'll see you soon.
Tusk Media is a subsidiary of Narwhal Capital Management. Ratings and reviews of Tusk Media content are not to be construed as endorsements of opinions, analysis, or services offered by Tusk or its parent company. The opinions and predictions shared here are our professional beliefs at the time of publication. We are not under duress from any of the corporate entities mentioned. This is not a solicitation to take any particular action. Although we are investment advisors, this information should not be considered investment, legal, or tax advice. We strive to be as impartial, insightful, and accurate as possible. We base our opinions, analysis, and calculations on information we believe to be reliable, but we cannot guarantee its accuracy. We can, however, guarantee that our opinions will sometimes be flat out wrong due to a variety of factors. Employees and clients of Narwhal Capital Management may or may not hold positions in the securities detailed and may or may not hold these positions in the future. A full list of all securities purchased, sold, or held during the 12 months preceding the date of this publication can be provided upon request. Unless otherwise noted, all data accessed via MarketWatch or the Bloomberg terminal. Past performance does not guarantee future results. A copy of Narwhal's Form ADV is available at the SEC's website, www.advisorinfo.sec.gov, or from Narwhal upon written request.